Good morning. It is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful morning. I can hear that bird singing. Today is a beautiful day. I actually got up about 2:30 today. I laid around, twist and turn as usual. Then I managed to get up and begin to do the yoga. So what I usually do as I'm doing the yoga and the push-ups, the village. Let me cut that short for a minute and talk about the village. The village. The African village here in Beaufort, South Carolina. Yes, I always say I honor the king, the villagers, everybody that actually stayed here. As a Yoruba man, born and raised in England, stayed in Africa for a bit. And I actually just moved around a lot. So when people ask me where you're from, I'm sitting there thinking, holy monkeys. I almost want to say I'm from here. But when you've experienced moving around a lot, it takes 10 years for you to adapt to a culture. Yes, 10 good years. So every time you stay around a place and after that 10 years, you become part of that culture. So being the fact that I spent over 10 years here, I've become part of the culture. Yeah, I might have an accent, but at the end of the day, I'm still American, without however I want to look at it. So wherever the universe pushes me is what I call home. Oh my goodness. I'm actually out here in front of, back at the village, Oyotunji. The African village here in Beaufort, South Carolina. This place actually started out back in the 70s. The movement actually started out in the 50s. Yes, it started out in the 50s. I think King Adefumi the first. They moved pretty much from New York to come and establish this place over here. And I think their agenda was off of equality, and that equality in essence meaning a place where the Africans can call their home, and as we know the history of our beautiful culture over here, I always say to all the people that have paved way for the civil rights movement, the Pan-African movement, whether they're black or white, because a lot of people always think it's all everybody that actually participate in it with just one skin color. No, Africa, we are a melting point. We are of different nationality, different descendants, and that's what people do not realize. Africa is a color, is what I call the colorless environment, because everybody lives in Africa. Chinese, white, Indians. So every time we are talking about Africa, its movement, we always think it's all based on, oh yeah, it's just a black man on it. No. We are of many nationalities. I've got cousins from Poland, believe it or not. I've got cousins in Russia. And those are the things that the Africans were known for. So in reality, I have to become on board and come to realize that, wow, because you have African Chinese, you have African, you have Nigerian Chinese, Nigerian Polish, all those things all over the world. And I think here in the United States, we tend to forget all about that. And that is because when we were brought here, we were only introduced to a set of ideology that makes it think that certain people are different from the rest of the world. Africa, I call it the Akebo land. It's just so unique in its beings, where we have where it has different nationalities and different looks, different shape. That is the meaning of Africa for you. Yes, that is Africa, the Akebo land. That is what that means. So, Oyotunji, Kingdom, Ekabo. So when we're talking about this type of things, how the African village got started, it was based on that ideology. As I continue to grow in my consciousness, I begin to realize it isn't skin color that, how do I say this? We got a festival going on, in it. I tell you. The African village. So when we begin to understand that, because every time when I talk to people over here, I see similarities, and what a lot of people do not realize, I see similarities. From studying so much, Buddhism allowed me to open up my eyes, where I see things in the Bible that help me, the Quran, the Torah, the Bhagavad Gita, you just name it. But I think all these things allow me to be a future priest. As an Ifa priest, yes, I call it Yomududua. I like the sound of the birds. I've got to go now. I got so much in my head that I'm going to start sharing even more. But yes, it is time that we all come together and leave all this separation, and deal with the reality. Blame your religion for what is done to black people. Stop blaming white people. Blame your religion. Look into your eyes and be honest. What your religion has done. I'm not saying any religion, but blame your religion and stop blaming white people. Yes, blame your religion. Your religion put us in slavery. I share.